Peace to the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast. Peace to the gang, welcome back to Quit the Cat Podcast.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy BP, alongside the Bishop.
Yes, sir.
Coming to you from Bang Bang Fitness Center here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
All right.
And today's guest, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
is a
sir.
proud father. He's also the owner and the host of the SkyBoxx Podcast, as well as RiseAbove and Micheal C's Views. His goals is to be a positive impact on the youth as well as the world around us. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Michael Curtis, a.k.a. Micheal C.
What's going on?
What's happening, man? Welcome
You
to
already
the
know what it is.
podcast.
Yo, appreciate it. You know, I'm a
Absolutely.
big fan of y'all. I'm a big fan.
Hey, we got fans.
I'm a big fan.
I
I'm a
appreciate
big
it. I
fan.
appreciate
Yeah.
But before we get too deep into this,
Yes.
we first have to do a quick vibe check. Bishop, how you feeling?
I'm feeling steady.
Steady.
Yeah, I'm just steady, bro.
That's
I'm
good.
I'm right in that balance. I'm not too much of anything.
Right.
I'm just steady,
Just
bro.
steady. Excellent.
that's where I'm
Excellent. How about you, Michael? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. You know,
Good.
beautiful vibe, cookout. It's summertime, man. It's that time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's that
love
time
it.
where everything, when you start to wake up and get
Okay.
it popping. You know what
Let's
I'm
get
saying? So
it.
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
I'm feeling good right
Yes,
now.
sir.
Alright.
Yes,
What
sir.
about you, good brother?
I'm feeling creative.
Feeling
I just want to
creative?
create. Just
Okay.
create. That's what we
Okay,
doing.
that's good.
Not no babies, but you know,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
otherwise.
yeah,
We too old for that.
We too old for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, sir. But let's go. Let's
So
get
what's
into
up,
this.
Mike? You know, so thank you for coming on to our show.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Appreciate
being
it,
a
guy.
guest. I thank you for being a fan of what we do. So for those that don't know you, can you we like to get a brief history about you and how you got to this point that you're at now and how your passion turned into what it has turned into. Like, where did it start?
All right. Well, first it started, I'll have to say when I started teaching at Melrose Elementary School
Okay.
with the kids elementary. I've done it for like about 10 years. And then I went to the middle school. And that's when everything between that's when I really started thinking about, like, you know what, I need to really talk to the youth in another way. Like, I'm real good with kids. I'm good with the parents. I didn't never had none of that, like, hearing, oh, well, the parents got into it with it. Nah,
Right,
I'm not
right.
that guy. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I always was able to talk to you. Like, even if it got escalated, I could de-escalate it because
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
I understand. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Like, when you tell a parent, like, I have a kid. I know what you're going through. It literally, you could see it, like,
Right.
come down real quick, and especially like you'll hear a lot of it. A lot of it is a black-white issue at some times. So
Right,
you'll
right.
hear that,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, as a black man, I can come up, hey, miss, or hey, sir, I understand where you're at. Hey, let's sit back and we'll talk about
Yeah.
that real quick.
Does that work with the white parents?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah, it does. Like, at times, like, you just got to know how to talk to them. Like, there are, like, I always say black people have a sixth sense when it comes to white folks.
Yeah.
You just have that
Explain
vibe.
that. Let me explain
Yeah,
that
please
to
do.
you guys. Explain
Because it's a
I think I know
vibe.
what you mean.
It's a
but
vibe.
please
It's a
explain.
vibe.
Yeah.
It's literally a vibe. Like, you can sit back and talk to them. I give it 5 minutes. Less than that, you can be like, yeah, I know where this possibly can
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like
They
it's
don't know how to-
Go ahead.
They don't know how to hide.
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we know how to hide it. We
Yeah.
know, hey, how you doing, sir? Like,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on,
Right,
sir?
right, right.
And then to turn around and be like, yo, I can't stand that dude. Like,
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
But then it's like, white people can't do that because it's like, no, you're not hiding that. I know who
Yeah.
you are. I know who you are. And I like people like that because that means I know where I'm standing.
Right, right.
And you know where you're standing. So you cross that line, now you want to see who I am.
So let me ask you this: when you see, so is that from teachers or just parents or both?
That's both.
So let me ask you: so do you think if a teacher thinks that way, is it a fair chance for a black kid to get educated the proper way?
No.
In that system?
No,
Absolutely not.
no.
Okay.
Because but don't get it twisted. There's some times where parents will use that and think that that white teacher is not teaching, but it's like you're not giving that teacher a chance.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Because there is, like, you have to understand, like, it is traumatization.
Right.
It is trauma. It is trauma.
Okay.
For like a parent, because that's been passed down from generation.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me that I have to now trust that teacher, like with
Right.
that's hard for
So
hard for
let me ask you-
parents.
Right. So in that case, though, so I feel it depends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel having that mind state, you have to check it, especially if you're moving into those neighborhoods seeking the education.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know, so
right.
you can't have that narrative because out there, all the teachers are white.
Yeah,
So
right.
if you go out there with that mindset, then you're going to run into that. And I think the kids know because it's like it's setting them up. Well, you're going to be out here and you ain't going to let them white folks in.
Right.
Now the
right,
kids already
yep.
conditioned them thinking, okay, is this a friend or enemy? But
Right.
what I've been hearing, like, it's basically
It's the enemy, right?
Right.
You know, so,
But you got to be like with me. I'm the buffer.
okay.
I'm the guy that's like, I'm gonna keep you off the radar of the principal. I'm
Right.
gonna keep you off the radar of the teacher. But I want to keep you on that radar of like you're doing the best that you can. Because like, let's keep it real. All kids aren't going to get A's and B's all
Right,
the
for
time.
sure.
Right.
Like, so you have to know when that kid is giving you everything. Because even if they're not, if you're like, God, this kid is in like 5th grade and he's like he's reading at a 1st grade level, you have to say to yourself, all right, let's see what if this kid keeps on trying, goes back to what we were saying, you for hard work pays off.
Right.
Let's go and get you to that point.
Right.
Like, dang, he's growing. It might take a month, 2 months,
Right.
but he's going to grow.
Absolutely.
But you
Yeah.
can see the little changes, so you know.
The little changes is all you need. Like
Yeah.
those are one of the greatest things to see. Like I might have seen it. I see it every day almost with kids.
Okay.
Like where you'll see a kid where it's like, oh man, he's really struggling. But
Right.
you just give him that. Like I've always tell a kid, I'm not the guy who's going to teach you how to drink.
Yeah.
I'll lead you to the water,
Right,
but I will
right,
not
right.
shove your head in there. Like I'm
Yeah.
not giving you the answer,
Yeah.
but I can give it to you in a certain way. If I say this thing to you,
Yeah.
like you'd be like, oh, like it might be in a video game or,
Right.
or something that I might
Something
say
you
that
can
you'll
relate
be like,
to, yeah.
You'll relate to it.
Yeah.
It might not be the way she or he are saying it up there,
Right.
but hey, come to me real quick. I get it.
Yeah.
So how about we put it like, hey, you like money, right? Yeah. All right. Well, think about the force as 25 cent, 25 cent, 25 cent.
Right.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah.
So every time you see force, you just think of money. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Now I get it.
Okay.
Stuff
Okay.
like that.
But in some of those situations, is it the parenting opposed to like the
Oh,
actual teacher?
I think a lot of it has to do. You can't tell a student, like if I am teaching a student, and I say you got to give them homework and send it home, and that student is not getting taught by anybody but himself,
Right.
and what happened at school, it's going to be tough for him to,
Yeah.
because like it has, everybody has to relate.
Absolutely.
Everybody has to relate. Like it has to be where like the parent, when you get home, he has to get the homework done, and like you don't understand it. Nowadays, you can just go right on this dojo and boom, 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 boom. Hey, my student doesn't understand this.
Okay.
And if you have that, if that parent has that type of rapport with the teacher, it's gonna be sunshines and rainbows.
Right.
Okay.
And I asked that, my bad. I just asked that because it's like before people go in and be like, it's the teacher, it's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
to counteract that fact that the
Yeah,
teacher
what
made?
are you doing at the end of the day? Like, don't sit back and think the babysitter can't be the teacher,
Right.
Not at all.
and that's what's happening though. That's what's happening now. Like, I won't say all the time, but sometimes that is, that's what's happening. Like you are seeing a kid struggle, and you're like, okay. And here's the crazy part: the kid tells the truth.
Kids will tell the truth.
The kid will tell you straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't do your homework. Yeah. What'd you do? I went home and played video game. Oh, mom and dad? Nah, mom and dad weren't even there until about 10 o'clock. Oh. So do you expect that kid to get his homework done?
Right.
Absolutely
right,
not.
Right.
I'm on the video game until 10.
Yeah.
I can go ahead and play Fortnite. Like, I have kids talking to me about Fortnite to the point where it's like, I can take that Fortnite you're talking about and I can apply it to social studies. I guarantee you'll understand it. And I
Right.
did it before, and the kid was like blown away by it.
Right.
Okay.
You just have to, like, as a teacher, you gotta put in more work than you would even expect to put in.
So you know I'm gonna go here because now you're in a different district.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Are you the only black teacher? Oh, you had to think about it. not a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Yes.
In the
In
school,
the
or
school
the
I am.
district?
In the
Okay.
school I'm in. No, not the
I'm
district.
about
But
to
in the
say
school
the
I am.
district. Damn.
It's different. It's different in both different districts because like you'll see the district I'm in right now is like it's sort of the same as where I was at before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little bit. I'll say it's a little bit shaded a little bit
Okay.
Explain that.
in the sense of like they're almost under the carpet without you even knowing it. Like saying like you got Johnny and like let's say about like 8-10 kids are getting 90% on their but you have like 3 or 4 kids that are just sliding by. And they just keep sliding by.
And nobody's putting.
And you want to talk. I hate hearing that not holding the kid back. Like you gotta hold the kid back, man. I think that.
So let me ask you, because in that out there, do they let us slide by? Because of do they look at us as
everybody slide by.
Everybody,
Really?
Everybody slide
in the
by.
race thing?
No,
Okay.
not at all. It's everybody. That is learning racist. No,
Okay.
everybody can learn.
Yeah.
It's just who's going to teach you how to learn.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can sit back and be like, oh, I really like this person. But, like, when it came to my favorite teacher was talking to me about Greek mythology.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't listen to Greek mythology anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his stories were so good, I would sit back, the bell would ring, no one would leave. People would be outside and be like, all right, we're ready to get into class. This is in junior high. I still remember this. I'm 42 years old.
Right.
So, like, you do have those type of teachers that give you that, they have that impact on you. But, like, when it comes to that, that's across the board, man.
Okay.
I've seen that across the board. And it's sad, like, because it's almost saying, like, okay, I just don't want to hurt their feelings. Nah, let's do that, not hurt their feelings, but we need to tell them. Yeah, we got to give them real life.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't slide by because you're going to have them slide by and they're going to get in like 9th, 10th, 12th grade. Let's look at it. What's going on now in schools? Like, this is because kids are sliding by.
Right.
Okay. So when they get there, they don't really know nothing by the time they get to.
No. And that's what I'm saying. These kids are sliding by. They're sliding by. And then you expect Johnny to do something for you. He's not going to do something. All he's going to do is he's going to know what he knows and let's know. We know what's going to happen.
Right.
He's going to be in them streets.
Yeah.
And that's sad because Johnny has it.
Okay.
All we have to do is tap into what Johnny likes. Because Johnny likes something.
Right.
He likes something.
Right. Right.
There's no way he's in school for 6 hours and says, all I like is recess and gym. There's no way.
So let me ask you that: is it easier? Is it easier not to? Because I get it, to focus. Now, don't get me wrong, because I had teachers focus on me, and I had multiple teachers focus on me.
Why do you think that?
Because I was a problem.
No.
You don't think it was because I was a problem?
No. Because they knew.
I mean, they knew my potential, but I think it was a way.
That's why.
They knew the potential. So I'm gonna say they knew the potential.
Yeah.
But it also.
I.e.
Right.
Look, they knew this. They knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
They didn't. Let me ask you this, and be honest with yourself. There are teachers out there that will not talk to you or not give you that. They will not give you that drive because they're upset with you.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll literally walk right by you.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So, like, in that sense, if they're doing that, that means they care. But they're just upset with you because you know the potential. You're just being what? Lazy. And careless.
Yeah, I was coming,
But we know, I knew it. I knew this was all going. Yeah.
So I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm not here.
Exactly. You got here. They knew you were going to get here, man.
So so do you think do the kids play on that?
The kids know it.
Like I'm gonna say black and brown kids, do they know that in those situations?
They're like sharks.
Yeah.
Kids know.
Right.
Kids know. Like here's the thing. Kids know more fake than an adult would know a fake. Straight up. Kids know fake more than adults know fake.
So they know the energy.
They know the energy right from the jump. If you're not bringing that energy to them, they know either A, you're here to collect a check, or B, you ain't here for me. Yeah. And I'm talking about elementary.
Right.
Go to middle school, they'll tell you exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I don't like him because da 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 da. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I left the middle school, literally no fights happening. Get there like a couple months later, they're doing nothing but rumbling up in there.
Mm.
Why? Because people aren't relating to some of these kids. Let's let them go buck wild.
So they don't explain that to them? So do they hold meetings with y'all explaining, like, okay, yeah, you take this job in Harrisburg, right? And you want to be a teacher. Do they go through, listen, these kids are from these type of households?
Yeah, they definitely tell you. They tell you that. They tell you that, but then you got to also look at it like this. If I throw you, I'm just throwing a number out there.
Yeah,
I don't make none of this.
Yeah.
But what if I made $75,000 a year and you're telling me, oh yeah, this is the type of household they're doing, and I'm thinking, okay, cool. All right, $80,000 a year. I'm doing this for about 9 months. I'm getting 3 months off. Sign me up. I'll do it.
Yeah.
3 months off. I don't have to worry about Christmas, Thanksgiving. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid on all holidays. All I'm doing is sitting back, doing what I have to do. I just lock in for 9 months. 3, I get to chill. Plus, I'm getting paid. Sign me up.
But where's the love of making sure the kids learn?
That's where I'm telling you. Like, they look at the money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Not a lot of them. Like, where I'm at, trust me, y'all. Listen to me when I say it is not the money. It is my passion. I love kids.
Right.
I love the kids. You see it.
Yeah.
Like, I love the kids. Like, it gets to the point, I've heard people come up to me and like, yo, you have handshakes with all these kids. How do you remember them? Easy, simple. I interact with these kids all the time.
Right.
I talk to these kids.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, Johnny will come up to me, hey, why are you out here in the hallway? Yeah, because of da. Oh, okay, that's what you doing? All right, cool. Why don't you just take a walk with me real quick, and we're going to talk, and we'll be done with it. Yo, 5 minutes, I'm done with this. Let's go back in there and let's do what we need to do.
Right.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes adults don't look at kids as, they just look at them as kids. Oh, yeah, you got all the energy in the world. These kids they're people.
Right,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm like, yo, you're allowed to be angry.
Yeah.
You're allowed to, I don't say throw a temper tantrum. Sometimes I look at that, I'd be like, all right, man, all right, that's too much.
Right.
I think I appreciate now more with understanding the shaping of the children. So now I'm more diligent about how I talk to them, how I respond to them.
You see it.
What I give them, because now I know we cannot just brush them off of that. Everything that we say and what we do, because they watch, is critical. So I look at it that the ones that don't care adult wise is because in some form or fashion they might not admit. They're a little jealous, and since I wasn't told shit, I'm not going to tell you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and it just is what it is. And some of them be like, "Look, I turned out fine, and they ain't even doing it."
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
They just survived. Oh my God.
We just got over the hurdle.
Right.
So it's definitely crucial. And like I told you before, when I was on your podcast, that I appreciated the fact that I felt my kids were safe. You understand?
It is not even
you
just,
were there.
It's not even just that. Like, you got to look at it for even yourself. Like, when you were out there, and you don't remember this, but I do, and I still remember this. There was this one kid.
Oh God!
I forgot this kid. I mean, this kid every time he turned, he would curse this person out, this person out, this person out, and this person out. He would looked at you, and I remember you telling him, and just sat there and like, yo, I wish this kid would say something to me. Like, I wish. And he looked at you and was like,
yeah.
oh, you're sad. You're blah, blah, blah's dad. And he was like, yeah. He was like, what do you have to say? He's like, nothing, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm like, yo. But then turned around and started cursing out everybody else. And I was like, you know why he did that? Because he sees them every day, and he sits there, and you'll sit there and like, yo, get him, Mike, right there. That one right there. Yeah, get them. And those kids respect that.
Yeah.
They don't respect the ones that are like, all right, you're dropped off, Johnny. Go ahead, you got it.
Right.
See when you get it, they like when you sitting out there trolling and you talk to them. Hey, you talking football to them and stuff. Like those are the parents. I'm telling you right now, those parents they don't just impact their own kids.
Yes.
They impact other kids.
I feel it's important because for one, y'all around my kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I gotta make sure everybody knows who I am. This is what I stand for.
Right.
This is what you're not allowed to do. Cause I'm
play if you would like to.
Play if you want.
Play if you would like
to. I
to.
parent other people's kids, and I fight other people's kids' parents. Go
Yes.
get them.
Yes.
Go get them.
Please do.
If I'm sitting here telling your kid what to do right, and you come with something negative against that, I'm gonna let you know you're the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, trust me, I've had those.
So I wait for him. I remember one time where the kid, I think I was grabbing them out there, and they swooped that boy. They swooped him like they was in a prison yard in front of Merlot's, right? So we're grabbing kids. I'm trying to get kids to him. He's grabbing. They run. So I remember the one young boy. He pulls up with his mom the next day, and she in her pajamas and come out there. Who was yelling at you? Who was? I looked at him. She said, "Is he out here?" He looked at me. He looked at me. He was like, "No, Mom, he's not out here."
Because he respects you. Yeah, he know good as well. He's like, my mom don't want that smoke.
Yeah, so he must have, because he probably told her, but she came up there all mad, like she was ready to eat her. I looked at him, tell her it was me.
I had the same thing. I had the same thing.
I don't see him nowhere, Mama.
Nope. I had one child literally tell me like something like, "Oh, well, he's the one that stole my watch." I said, "Why? What the world? What do I need to do with that little watch?" She's like, "Oh, well, you're supposed to da-da-da-da-da." Okay. Came up there. Next thing I know, I said, "You know what I need to do? We're going to do something a little different. Go get that child in front of him. Then he's going to tell me this exact same story in front of all of us."
So the mom came up there saying...
Mom was hot. And I was like, all right.
But she really believed that you stole...
She really believed it. So, like, I was like, hold on. We're going to bring him up. He came up. I said, "So I'm the one that took that watch?" He was like, "Nah, Mom, it was my friend from down the street." I said, "See, this is what I like to do. I pull him up.
Right.
I'm pulling up, and we're going to do all. I need to hear the lie. You going to lie on me. You better tell me something."
Right.
Real crazy. So, like, these kids, like, they know, man. These kids know.
So do parents just come defending their kids' wrong behavior?
We still got the old school. Let's say that. We still got the old school. There are a lot.
Okay.
There are a lot of still old school, but you know, like it gets back to the rapport. If you don't have that rapport with the kids and the parents, like they're gonna say like, "Oh, well, why didn't you say it?" Like I've had them when they're like, "Oh, well, Johnny did it this time, but you didn't tell me that.
Right.
Now you're telling me all that." And well, I'll tell you what I tell Johnny. Like Johnny, this isn't something that goes very far.
I gotta ask you, even though I don't know why I'm about to ask you this question when I know the answer to it, right? I don't know why. This is a weird question. But it's a question. So, what's the difference between the teaching the white kids and teaching the black kids? So I just want honesty. Like it's okay. We gotta check ourselves and we gotta do better. So I definitely want.
No. That's a good question. Like sometimes you gotta watch what you say with the white kid.
Right.
You gotta watch how you say it and what you say but like me, it's a little different because I went to that school district. So like that is like I know how to turn that on and turn that off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like I've seen people like, "Oh, you shouldn't have said it that way."
Right.
But so in that sense, it is a difference because like it's say with a black kid, it's like my old school way my parents used to teach me runs in me when I talk to that kid. Like, I have a kid where I'm like, "God, you remind me so much of me." And I know what my mom would say, but I can't say that.
Right.
Like, I want to, you know what I mean? But you can't say that to these kids. Like, so it's almost like in the same sense, it's because it's the day and age. Like, you can't really do, 80s is not now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I think it needs to be, but go ahead.
It definitely
needs to be.
Let's say it this way. I agreed with you until 5 years ago.
You agreed with me until 5 years ago?
Until 5 years ago. I like, "Oh my God, that kid's acting all hood. Yeah, like they'll beat it there." I have one myself. would I want to whoop my kid? Do you understand
I don't
whooping?
think you want to.
You don't want to, but when you do,
right?
You see the color of that wall.
Yeah.
Is that anger going to get me to the point that, like, you could
So
whoop
I'm not saying whoop, because I stopped whooping my when I so I'm gonna tell you like so I want to say not whoop. I don't even want to use that word because I stopped whooping my kids because I've realized where whippings came from,
Right,
in the institution.
That's
of
like-
and that's
So when I mean
disciplining is
discipline,
different,
as
though.
in rhetoric and tonality and
I got him to look.
the different approaches, because that's why the Harrisburg school districts are amok now. You can't bring prey. I'm gonna say prey to teach kids that are acting.
Damn, like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's real.
Nah, but a lot of that-
that's real. I dig that.
So-
But a lot of the kids, like, seriously, if you really look at it, a lot of that stuff is anxiety. A lot of kids just have straight anxiety.
yeah.
To where it is literally like, I've seen a kid literally is the smartest kid, like he is on point in math. You throw a test in front of him, he will literally he will snap pencils, and I don't know what it is, but then this teacher, he was awesome. He seen it and was like, yeah, this is what you do. Put your pencil away because you're going to snap it. I need you to close your eyes for about 2 minutes. And just put your hands on the desk. He said, when you put your hand on your palms, it calms your whole body. When your feet are on the floor, it calms your whole body. You're at earth, you're at peace. Close your eyes for a few minutes. This kid did that, and I could literally watch him like stuff like that.
Okay.
Like you see.
So is that the approach every day?
It's not the approach every day, but you have to be as a teacher, as a parent, you have to be like mindful to everything, because your kid is telling you everything. Body language, by just saying certain things to you. He might not tell you what's happening, but he's telling you what's happening. Like, your kid is telling you what's happening at all times.
Right,
Because again, like I said, a kid can identify a fake fear in anything quicker than an adult can.
Right.
You'll probably have one fight a week out there. Like if.
There's fights, but I don't see them.
Yeah. So it's
They ain't around me, so like when they see me, I got that voice that just literally like will put a shock through your body, yo. So it's like, you're done. We're not doing that.
And even with that, I just think, like, how important is it to have a male, and not just a male, a black male inside of a building?
It's huge, my man. It is so huge. Like, seriously, like, I would literally say this. This is what I would, if it was up to me, I would put at least 2 minorities in every school. 2 para-minorities with at least 4 to 5 teachers. And they have to be, and I'm not saying black teachers, I mean, it has to be a diversity. Hispanic,
Right.
like, it's got to, like, because now you got it to the point that you have it in Nepal, you got it in Cambodia, you got so many plethora of diversity in Harrisburg alone.
Right.
Like, it just can't be black and white anymore. It's got to be where you might have an Asian kid that just cannot relate to black and white.
Right.
And he would relate to an Asian principal or an Asian, like, you got to give him options. You can't make it just black and white. It's got to be a little gray for him.
Right.
Because
But that would mean they have to be up on that standard. So like that's not their. You don't see too many Asian teachers.
no, you don't. You don't. But it's in the same sense. Like, it might not be, let's say, not that. Let's say, for instance,
They might feel like they don't want to teach us.
Yeah.
I mean, that is. I mean, that's true. But, like, you know what? I tell these kids, force them to teach you. Force them to teach you. Because at the end of the day, those kids got to make it like, yo, you work for me.
Right.
You work for me. Like, yo, I'm here to get information. You can't give me that information. I'll go to my dad and say, hey,
Right.
he's not teaching me right.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you, if that kid is like, oh wow, he he's done good in school, he's done this, he's done that, and he goes to his dad and tells his dad that, I guarantee you it's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Right, but would it be one of our kids or their kids? Because our kids ain't doing that.
Our kids could do that.
They could.
Why couldn't they? Why couldn't they? If my son came to me and told me, yo, Miss Baker wasn't teaching me right and like was doing like, why can't I not go up to Miss Baker and say, hey, hold on, my son is saying A, B, and C, but here's another thing. My son is a great student.
Right.
My son is always on time. He gets A's, B's, and he may get a C or here or there. But as what I'm seeing you have here, what I'm looking at, my son's not a problem. So who's the problem?
Right, right.
You don't got that many parents to care.
That's the thing. That goes back to the parenting teacher.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
it goes.
How many times can kids be like, hey, Dad, I'm having this problem. I think if dads, like us were in the picture, it's like you're not going to have that problem because one, they already know. Everybody's here, kids know Dad ain't playing. If Dad got to come to the school, it's going to be a problem.
Oh, my son,
you know what I mean?
From day
but
one.
The kids who don't necessarily have Dad or Dad is
or a sense of consequence,
or sense of consequence, or somebody in their life that's saying, "Hey, look, I'm gonna touch your head." If you go in that school playing around with these,
you got to have that.
You know what I mean? Like,
but I'm that guy that's literally going to say like say for instance, let's say one of your kids was acting up, right? And I'd be that guy that's like, yo, like here's the crazy part, like yo, aren't you? I know your dad, yo. That's so crazy. I know who your dad is. Matter of fact, I ran with your dad in the streets. That's all you got to tell a kid. You'll know which one is the fearful one. Like the one like, yo, my mom don't play. Like you got one that's just like, okay, like you got the nurturer,
right, and
you got the one that's strict.
Yeah.
So like I told my son, yo, check it out. Don't ever let me come to that school. Please don't. You know what? I pray for you if I come to that school.
Right. That's real though.
Like for real, I pray for you if I come to that school. You gotta see me. Easy and simple. Like you said, like there's some kids that don't have that in the sense like with me, I'll talk to you those kids in the sense of like, yo man, you don't want them to call your parents, man. Like, yo, at the end of the day, don't you wanna you got a little homework to do, you can end up playing video games for the rest of the day.
Right.
But you're making this one little decision. Let me ask you this: is recess going somewhere? Because a lot of times it's about recess. They take away the recess. But then you got some of them kids are like, I don't give a fuck you taking recess. Fuck that. Recess is after school. Like you. You know what I mean? Like I get recess. I don't give a fuck about recess. But then you do got those kids like, but then you have to hit them with, you gotta go home, right? So, the things that you've done. I never told nobody that. But you need me to talk to them and tell you everything you really did at school? No. All right, let's just chill out with that.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, okay. And then you win in the sense of, oh, he got my back. He's not going to do that.
Yeah. But they trust you now.
They trust you, right. But then in another sense of, oh, he don't play no games with me.
Right.
So then if I pull up on you, you're doing work, and I'll look at the joint like, nah. I'll literally tell the teacher, yo, nah, we don't want this grade.
Right.
Because this is not their work. This is not what they do. Give me them.
You advocate for them.
Oh, my God, yes.
Okay.
Yo, give me that. Give me about 5 minutes, and then we'll present another one.
Right.
Like, I'll walk up to them like, yo, listen, like, I'm his lawyer today.
Okay.
Here's the proposition. I'm looking at, I can't accept that. What can you present to me to make sure that Johnny doesn't fail this test? Because I know Johnny's not failing this test.
Right.
Okay, well, how about we have him do this? All right, we'll do that. Johnny, we fail this one. There's nothing else I can do.
So do the kids, they know that you advocate for them?
Yep.
They find you?
Yep. The ones that like I am like assigned to the ones I have, Okay. But like what I always say is that like, let's say I'm 20 minutes with one kid and he's still stuck on a math problem. What's it for me to get up and leave? It's only 20 minutes. I'd be like, I'm never doing that.
Right.
Like, hey, let's get that problem done. Hey, I got you to where you need to go to. Again, you didn't drink. I didn't put you to drink the water. I got you everywhere you need to go. Now I gotta go.
Right.
Like I tell the kids, like, yo, we got like a couple minutes left. Like you give them that countdown. Like, cause some of them will be like, all right, can we do this? And I'm like, yo, we only got a few more minutes. Some I'll just sit there like if I have a break, and it's like this class is 20 minutes and I have a 15-minute break. I'll stay for 35. Why not? Why not?
Right.
Especially if it's one of them classes like I got one this year. I mean, shout out to my guy, Mr. Noreno. That dude, he takes math, science, anything, and he puts real life to it. Okay. 5th grade teacher. I mean, he's freaking awesome, yo. Like, this guy literally will take, like, he's just awesome, dude. Like, he's one of them teachers you're like, damn, man, I wish I was, like, 12 years old. I want to be in your class, yo. Like, for real. Like, he's that cold. And, like, again, it's not a black and white. He's a white guy. Right. He's, like, one of these cool white dudes. Yeah. Like, came up from Jersey. So, like, he just sit back. He'll talk to you. Like, he's not sitting there playing around.
It makes it good that he's not from here, huh? No, or most of them ain't. He brings a different style.
He brings a different vibe. Yeah, like, yo, he brings
a different energy, too. Yeah. Like, Jersey's not Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Yeah. And the surrounding stick areas that people normally come from.
He's real with it. Like, he's literally, like, talking to these kids, like, yo, okay, I get it. I get where you're coming from, but, yo, we here to do work. Like, and he got these kids where it's like, you would, at the beginning of the year, you was like, yo, a couple of these kids, I don't know. Now you're looking at this whole class, it's like,
okay, they respect you, they want to learn.
Respect and learn. It's ridiculous. Like, let one of them get out of line. All 25 of them are going to jump on them like piranhas. You know?
Yeah, that's good.
And like I really feel that's going to be a sad day at the end of the year. His class is going to be real sad because they're 5th grade going into the middle school, and he gave them everything. That's going to be it.
Prepared them.
Oh yeah, he got them right. He got them kids right.
So let's go. I want to talk about. I don't want to get the cover because we'll go on one subject.
Yeah, we'll rock out. Yeah, we definitely will.
So let's talk about SkyBoxx. Let's talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about the SkyBoxx. Let's talk about that.
What's going on with it?
Well, right now, I try to, for Micheal C's views, I do a weekly on Instagram. I'll put anything that just comes to my mind. Like right now, like, you know, what I would do this week. I mean, come on, y'all. Game 7, man. Game 7, Boston and Heat. That's going to be my topic right from the jump. I'll probably do this in the next hour or so right before the game, man. Like, for real, let's keep it real. I mean, mine is going to be real simple and sweet, yo. Like, who you think going to win? Like, Boston, wow. What they did, that's crazy, man. For them coming out 3-0 to coming up, now they're in Boston. I mean, you can't bet again. But you got Jimmy Buckets, yo. You got Jimmy Buckets, man. But
when you got a chance to win the war and you don't win it, you deserve to die.
I don't want to say that, but I'm neither fan.
That's real, though.
That is real. That's real. I'm neither. I don't like neither team. I'm a New York Knicks fan, but like for real, I'm gonna go Boston, yo.
You don't take the shot.
I got it.
Deserve to get shot.
I gotta go Boston.
That's real though. It's super real.
Yeah.
I don't have no love, man. You allow somebody to do that, I got no love.
That's true.
You deserve to lose.
That's what I do. Like with Micheal C's views, it's literally like that.
Man. You deserve to lose. Yeah. You deserve to lose, man.
Yo, I don't know. This is gonna be.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all,
bro. Like if you allow somebody to make history or you come back from the bottom.
And you had them dead to rights.
That Cancun trip is going to be.
Listen, man, you deserve to lose.
That Cancun trip is going to be.
You deserve to lose, baby. I feel though, whoever win anyway is getting swept by the Denver Nuggets.
Swept? I don't know about swept. It's going to be at least a gentleman's sweep or it's going to go 6. I don't know about sweep, but I think they'll get the first 2.
I don't think they sweep.
Nah, they'll get the first 2. Nah, you know what? They'll get the first 2.
It's too much time.
I mean, that altitude. That altitude's different. It's different.
Listen, they got to go play, Thursday?
That altitude is different.
Yeah, but they got to come right back. And
think about that. You just got done playing. Then you got to go up a mile up in the air to play. Them lungs is going to be on fire, yo, for them 2 games. That's what I'm saying.
Boston's team or the Heat that can stop Denver. Bro, they too big.
Yeah, they're ready. They're ready. I got
chip.
Denver's winning it.
That's their first chip.
Yeah, that's the first time they got to the finals, dude. Yeah, I like them. But yeah, that's what Micheal C's views all about. We literally just talk about just stuff that's just going on with when it comes to NBA. I mean, shoot, I'll be real. I'm a WWE fan, guy, so I do all that too. So,
talking about wrestling?
Oh man, I do it all, dog. I love wrestling, man. I've been doing that since I was a buck.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Right now or then?
Whenever,
all together.
Just all together.
It gotta be Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man.
Macho Man is a complete package.
Yeah,
He's a complete
snap
package.
into a Slim Jim.
Yeah, he's a complete package.
Shada Jones, the chick that used to be with him.
Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, see, I know. I had a crate full. I have a crate full of them little wrestling figures.
Like, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Had all that. Oh, yeah, all that. Yeah,
I was a Stone Cold guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold
Rock.
was my guy.
I was the
Rock
Ultimate Warrior guy.
Ultimate, he was cold.
I like him.
He was
Mine's
cold,
Triple
too.
H too. I'm a Triple H guy.
Dog.
Yeah, Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah. I do all that, man. Like so, like I.
Ric Flair, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh,
I
like
always
Ric Flair talks heavy. I like the way
I
he
love.
talk.
Yo,
He
I
talk
actually
real heavy.
he came up here about like I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. Me and two of my buddies got a picture with him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
You go on the backyard wrestling events and stuff? Like
Sometime, my man,
ECW.
shout out to Philip Jackson. He be watching and he be doing that and trying to get me to them sometime. But
okay.
nah, man, you know me, I'm a.
Be burning each other, dumping each other on glass.
Yeah, I ain't be trying to see all that. Dude. I ain't trying to see all that.
That's too much?
Yeah, that's too much for me, man.
So how you tell us about
RiseAbove.
RiseAbove. That's my education tip. Like usually I'm doing that with the education in the sense of like I want to get it to the point where now you have kids that are in that 11th, 12th grade year and they're not really sure where they want to go. I want them to go to the SkyBoxx on YouTube and just literally look at all the journeys that are going through, man. I had my man here, you know what I'm saying, and we had a couple more. I've had doctors, I've had lawyers, I've had fashion designers. We just talk about the journey, man. Like you're gonna listen to the struggle, but the one most common thing is like everybody struggle, but they thrive at the end of the day. Like everybody gets knocked down, but everybody's gonna pick themselves up.
Right.
So I just want I want people just to look at that and just say like, wow, like look at their struggles, but you know what? Ooh, I want to be that. Like, ooh, I want to be that. Maybe you might hear his story and say, oh, well, I might not want to be do something in fitness, but maybe I want to be an aviator. But like, he's seeing like is your
it's all relevant to each other.
Exactly. Everything is intertwined. Yeah, everything intertwines.
Yeah.
The SkyBoxx, that's pretty much just. I just like that. That's just my sit back, relax. We just gonna sit back and vibe and let's just have ourselves a good old time. Like seriously, that one is more or less. Let's just get everything off our chest.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a new one coming up pretty soon here. It's going to be called EPIC Perspectives.
Okay.
So that one's going to be with like, I'm trying to get it to where I got different perspectives. I mean, you're going to have, I'll have a black woman's perspective, a white woman's perspective, white male perspective, black male's perspective. Like you're going to see perspective and you're going to be EPIC perspectives in an imperfect world. Like, so you're going to see it in a whole bunch of ways and possible. And that one I'm pretty excited for. I can't wait for that one. That one is coming out there this summer.
Okay, so you in that you running what's that 4 programs?
Yeah, network now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I mean, it's fun. I like it. I mean, shoot. I mean, you do have your ups and downs. I mean, you're my mentor, so I mean, me and you talked about it, and you told me that first big conversation. You was like, I'm just going to start with this. If you're doing this for a year or 2 years, you might as well get off the phone with me. And I was like, okay, I'm trying to really do this. And he's like, I'm telling you, it's work. Like, you're going to do...
You're going to keep showing up like a job.
Yeah, keep showing up, man. He's like, yo, you're going to get disappointed. People going to ask you for things. And he was like, yeah.
People's going to people.
People.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah,
that's what people do. I tell people like, what's up, people? That's what people do. So, you know, when we know people, you got to let people do what they do.
Let people do what people do. Right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so I mean, we got that over there. So we're doing good right now. I'm doing good. You know, I'm proud of myself and proud of what we got going and got the team going there.
Yeah, so is it good having a team and having people that see the vision that you can have, that you don't have to do it all yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that is nice to see for once. Like, I guess, I mean, you got to put yourself out there. That was my thing. Like,
yeah.
Well, if I'm gonna do this, like, I gotta really put myself out there. Like, it just can't be just mine anymore. And that's hard for people. Like, that's hard for a business owner to say, like, damn, like, I actually gotta, like, sort of share this. Share this vision.
I'll throw the keys. I'll throw the keys. I'll throw at his face.
Not yet. Like,
I'm gonna bang him with these keys.
Yeah, but that's the trust that you got. That's the trust you got. That's the trust you got.
Bro, you can drive this car. I'm in the back with a hangover.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how, listen, he can have the keys. I'll hand it smooth over. I do not care. Somebody said to me, it was like, she said, wait. She said, you have a podcast? I said, yeah, we have a podcast. She's like, I said, yeah, me and the host. She said, you have a host? I said, yeah. She said, you ain't the host? I said, nah, I ain't the host. I'm just on here. She said, but it's your podcast. I said, I know, but that's my man. He run this joint.
Yeah, so it's different.
He run this joint.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you found somebody that you trust.
Yeah.
So, like me, it was hard for me to say, all right, man, like, all right, do I really trust? Trust is hard when it comes, especially a business, y'all. And I tell people, like, yo, don't take it serious. Like, if it don't work, it don't work. Like,
and I look at it too, like, I'm already running something. So I feel like I'm just going to provide the opportunity and tag along.
Yeah. Like I said, like, I eventually want to be able to be like Byron Allen, like, to be able to just have a whole, like, a podcast, like a house where it's like podcast here, podcast here. Like, it's all under the SkyBoxx. Like, I would love for them, like, even if Epic Perspectives, if, like, one of them were like, yeah, I want to do a show. I'm like, yeah, just do it on the clock. SkyBoxx channel. Yeah. And let's just keep venturing out like that. You know what I mean? And just keep going from there. Yeah. So, like, eventually I'm hoping it's going down. Like, I know that, like, the one I got, my son, he really likes seeing that all the time. So, I mean, yeah, he's only 5, but still,
Okay.
That was going to be a question I asked. How has fatherhood changed you?
Big time, man. Like, yo, let's keep it real. Fatherhood can take you out those streets real quick, man. Like, I mean, I don't do shit up in the streets. I'm talking about like going to the clubs and shit like that. But yeah, it really puts everything in perspective. It does, man. It really settled me down in the sense of, like, you know what? You got to create an empire now. Now it's time to make a legacy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't do the fuckery anymore. Yeah. Like, it's got to, like, you actually have an eye that's like, every step you take, like, he's watching you. Like, he want, like, you do something crazy, he's like, oh, like, you curse, he's like, Daddy. I'm like, all right, buddy. Like, so, like, him and my wife, they're my drive, man. They're my drive. For real, I don't know what I'd do without it. Like I said, two of the greatest decisions I made was marrying her and having him.
Okay, cool.
That's love.
Good.
That's love.
That's good.
Love. Make sure you tell everybody where they can find you. Give us all the sites, the links, whatever they need.
Yeah, man. They go under. You go to Facebook. You just follow me, Micheal Curtis. When it comes to Instagram, follow me at SkyBoxx Pod. You go under YouTube. Also find me at the one SkyBoxx. When it comes down to it, just be good to yourself, y'all, when it comes down to it, and be good, and you know what we're doing. We're just going to sit back, relax, and we're just going to enjoy our time.
How you end your show? Let me hear how you end your show.
How I end my show?
All right.
I hit them with, all right, well, I'll be like, thank you for joining.
I need it like...
You want
it like...
Sign us out. We got to sign us out.
You sign us out your way.
Yeah. Oh, my way.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. All right, thank you for joining No Cap Podcast. You know what I mean? I got my man, Bishop B.
Yes, sir.
And I got my guy, BP.
There we go.
In the crib. You already know what it is. It's me, Micheal C. I thank you for all the insight. I gave you the insight for the SkyBoxx. I mean, we did everything from education and a lot more. Now, just sit back and relax. You already know what we did. But until next time,
yes,
this is me, Micheal C., the source of life, over the mic. Until next time, be good to yourself, y'all.
All right.
Out.
Peace.
Peace of the gang. Peace of the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast.